Good afternoon, folks. Big Bo with RVs with Big Bo at Parkway RV Center on a wet, rainy Friday. And guys, I've got this little motorhome in that I thought y'all might be interested in that we're going to review today. Very affordably priced, 2012 Coachmen Freelander 21 QB. And this is their smallest Freelander they built in 2012. Overall length is 23 feet 11 inches. We'll call it 24 foot for sake of argument. Built on a Chevrolet 3500 chassis with a 6-liter Vortec V8. This one is priced very, very reasonable, guys. It is getting almost impossible to find a decent motorhome for under $30,000, but here's one right here. It does have some miles on it. I'm gonna go ahead and warn you, it does have high mileage, but the price more than makes up for it. You look on RV Trader, there are 4 2012 Coachmen Freelander 21 QBs. Closest one in price to this one has 25,000 less miles, $10,000 more. The next one up is $15,000 more, and it has 15,000 less miles. So it's really a great deal for what it is, but it does have 107,000 miles. Now guys, modern cars, 100,000 miles isn't a death sentence even more. Not even on RVs, guys, because this is not like, this is a huge RV. This is a little small RV, no slide outs, not very heavy. Built on, in my opinion, the best chassis for a small no slide motorhome, a Chevrolet. And it does have the 323 horsepower, 6-liter V8, Vortec V8, which is actually more horsepower than the V10. A little bit less torque. If I remember right, these are 373 pound-feet of torque, but it'll get you down the road. Has one little spot on the hood, which, you know, typical Chevrolet paint on the hood. I am going to get my touch-up guy to fix that for you, so don't worry about that. That'll be taken care of, but this is a nice looking motorhome for under $30,000. And guys, usually to get one under $30,000, you got to go back to like early 2000 model. In fact, there's a dealer on RV Trader that's got a 2012 21 QB just like this, you know, a lot less miles, of course. They're asking over $60,000 for it, over double the price. And guys, I don't know about y'all, but you can get a 6-liter Vortec V8 put in a motorhome, a C-Class motorhome, for way under $8,000. So, and this motor is nowhere near even close to being to that point. I mean, this thing has got years and years of life left to it. 4 kW Generac generator running right now. The motor runs great, drives great. We drove it several hundred miles back. Dash air's cold, no check engine lights. Transmission shifts great. We are going to drive it if the weather clears up here at the end of the video. Guys, I mean, I know this may not be for everybody's cup of tea, but for those of you who are wanting a bargain that's willing to buy a higher mileage motorhome, I mean, the money you're going to save more than justifies the higher mileage. In other words, guys, whatever extra you're going to spend because of the higher mileage in repairs over the life of this RV that you're going to own it, the savings you get from buying this one over the other ones for sale will pay for it and still leave thousands of dollars left in your pocket in savings. That's the best way I can describe it. Do have the, because it is a 2012, does have the Asdale sidewalls, so you don't have to worry about delamination. Does have a power awning. Let's step inside, and guys, this is a very basic little C-Class. Nothing fancy. This is perfect for the first-time RVer that just wants to get their feet wet without getting anything that's really complicated, without anything that's, you know, got a lot of stuff you have to worry about breaking, in other words. No slide, so that what you see is what you get. As far as the layout, whether you're driving down the road or parked somewhere, you know, you don't have to move anything, adjust anything for a slide out. You don't have to worry about slide outs. I mean, my own personal motorhome, guys, is a 25-footer. It doesn't have a slide out either, and I love it. Do have a full to queen size bed in the Cabover. You can see the TV works. I've got they left a DVD in there. I'll give you 2 guesses to guess the name of that movie. Old movie from the 90s. So I just let it play. But you do have a full to queen size bed in the Cabover. Cabover looks great. Front cab, I do have the motor off right now because I'm just showing you the TV and DVD player work, and it will cut off when I crank the motor. In fact, I'll go ahead and crank it for you just so you can see. So the air conditioner's cold. Radio works, backup camera works. 107, 369 on the clock. Radio works. And let's see here. Camera. Backup camera works. There you go. Of course, as we step up here, all that cuts off, and that's the safety feature, I guess, to keep you from watching TV when you're driving, because normally you have this insert piece out of the way. So I guess technically you'd have to really want to watch TV to drive and crook your head at that angle to see that television. But hey, I don't design them, guys. I just review them. I do have a large table booth that will make a bed, I guess. I'm going to assume it does. So if that makes a bed, it sleeps 6. To be honest with you guys, I'm not 100% sure that makes a bed. Let me look on, I've still got the brochure pulled up on my phone. Let me look at the, yes, that does make a 48 by 76 bed. And this bunk, just for your information, is a 57 by 95. So it's 60 by, if it's 60 inches wide, it'd be a queen bed. It's 57, and full is 54, is 57. It's right between a queen and a full. And this makes a full-size bed. And then you actually have a queen bed in the back. You do have a side kitchen area. And this thing's very, very clean to be a 2012 with 100,000 miles, you gotta admit. Look at the stove top. Look at the microwave. I just turned the fridge on a little while ago. It is on. We do guarantee it to work, guys. Even though this is the lowest priced 2012 21 QB Freelander on the internet currently for sale, we still, it's starting to get cool. We still do our Parkway RVs major systems inspection, which we do guarantee the generator, the roof air to work, guarantee the refrigerator and freezer to work, guarantee the running and driving to be correct. We do guarantee the plumbing systems to work. We check for plumbing leaks, water heater, water pump, and of course check the spigots, faucets, toilet, things like that. So water heater. So we make sure all that works at time of sale. You know, anything else, of course, is sold as is. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't, guys. We concentrate on the stuff that can ruin your trip, and to keep our costs down, we leave the Mickey Mouse stuff to you. Not only is it cost efficient to keep our prices down, it allows us to sell these RVs for $10,000, $12,000, $15,000 less than everybody else. It allows us to sell these things without charging any extra fees like everybody else does, and get these things out in a timely manner too. That's the main thing. Back when we were doing full inspections and checking every little thing on them, our prices were higher. It was taking people upwards to 2 to 3 months to get their RVs out of service when they bought it, because we were selling so many of them. It just didn't work, guys. We leave the Mickey Mouse stuff to you, the stuff that is not going to ruin your trip. Let's just say a light bulb is burnt out or something like that. You can change a light bulb, guys. Auto parts store, $3 or $4 bulb. Probably won't take you 60 seconds to change it. You can do that yourself. Little scratch right there on the fridge panel. Go to Lowe's, Home Depot, Ace, wherever, get you some of those little pencils or get them online. Color that in, you know, the wood grain that matches it. If it even bothers you enough to go through all that trouble, guys, you can handle stuff like that yourself. You know, stuff that can ruin your trip, we make sure works. An air conditioner not working can ruin your trip. A refrigerator, freezer not getting cold can ruin your trip. A water heater not working, or a generator not working, that can ruin your trip, guys. That's the stuff we make sure works. Everything else is up to you. Big closet right here. There's your screen for one of the windows. Nice big closet. 13,500 BTU roof air, non-ducted, which, you know, this is an open floor plan anyway. You don't really need ducted. It does have a large outside compartment. I'll put pictures and add to the outside bay. Queen bed in the back that I was sitting on. Looks great. You've got some overhead storage here. You do have a privacy curtain. Rear corner bathroom, you got a little accordion style privacy door. RV toilet, little stand-up shower. Looks like they had some stuff hanging on the walls. I'm gonna assume maybe some extra shelving or towel racks or something that the previous owners removed, left some holes in the wall. You know, cosmetic stuff like that, guys, why they call them used RVs. I mean, if you want to go out and spend $85,000, $90,000, $100,000 for one of these brand new, I can promise you won't have those holes in the wall, but it's going to be 3 times the price too. So I don't know about y'all, for that kind of savings, I can deal with a few holes in the wall where the previous owners had some stuff hanging up. That's why they're called used, guys. If that bothers you, then you got no business even used RV shopping to begin with. You need to stick with new ones. There's nothing wrong with that either. That's why there's so many new dealers out there. A lot of people like the idea of used RVs. They like the amount of money they can save, but they don't like, they can't understand that used RVs are imperfect, and they're going to have to do some work on them after they buy them. That's part of buying used. You got to do work on new RVs, guys. I hate to tell you, but any RV you buy, it doesn't matter what it is, the year model, the price, what type it is. Don't matter if you spent $5,000 or $500,000 on it. New, used, you're going to work on it. That's the nature of owning an RV. You can ask anybody that's ever owned one, they'll tell you the same thing. These are a lot of behind the scenes stuff to get to that perfect camping trip. And these are used. You know, like anything else you buy a used car, a used home, a used boat, a used motorcycle, used anything. Always buy it with the intention that you're going to have to do some repairs to it. I mean, with the expectations you're going to do some repairs to it. That's why you're paying such a lot smaller price than what they cost new. But we make sure the major stuff works. That costs you the most money if it doesn't. If we find an issue with those major systems, we'll repair it at no additional cost to you and sell it to you for the $29.9 price. Anything else, guys, it's up to you. I do recommend you do one of 2 things. Come out and look at this RV, test drive it, inspect it for yourself, see if it meets your expectations for your budget and you and your family's use. Everybody's got different expectations for a 2012 10-year-old motorhome for under $30,000. Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. One person may call this, I give this for the year model and the price, I'd call this an easy 8.5 to 9 out of 10. The next person they look at it, that may have been looking at other units for $29.9, may give this a 10 out of 10. Person after that may give it a 5 out of 10. And that's the thing about opinions, guys. We're human beings. Everybody's got one, and nobody's right, nobody's wrong. That's why they call them opinions, not facts. So come look at it yourself, form your own opinion. You know, if you want one that's brand new, spotless, with a factory warranty and all that stuff, be prepared to pay close to 6 figures and go buy a brand new one. However, something like this, the savings between new and used, you can buy 3 of these for what a new one costs and completely gut them and rebuild them several times over with the savings you get buying new from used, which you would never do. I mean, you would never have a reason to do that. So, I mean, that's the way I look at it. And this thing's got a ton of life left to it. It's been well taken care of, and that's the main thing you want to look at. Now, if this thing had ceiling hanging down in it, was smoked up, had pet odors, you know, the appliances were worn out, the upholstery was worn out, you know, I could see it. Or the motor was knocking, or had check engine lights and the air didn't work and the dash, you know, you can tell, you would be able to tell if somebody's neglected it. Guys, this one's not the case. Somebody's taking care of this motor home, and buying a high mileage motor home is not a bad thing, because it hurts them worse sometimes to set than it does to use them. Take me, for example. You know, I've owned countless motor homes over the years. Travel trailers, motor homes, fifth wheels, pop-ups. My current motor home, I bought with 87,000 miles on it. I didn't hesitate to buy one with the miles after I looked at it, because it was the one it was the brand I wanted, the floor plan, a very hard floor plan to find, and I bought it. And be honest with you guys, I haven't really used it that much, but I went completely through it. You know, I did the normal stuff you're going to do with any motorhome you buy: tires and brakes, and I've added a few little embellishments on it. I put air shocks on it, which you don't have to do that. I just did it because I wanted to, and things like that. But I put new shocks on it, even though they weren't that old, the ones that were on it. I just wanted to do it so I knew when they were done last. And I do a little overboard on maintenance of my personal motorhome. You know, I know that. Believe me, my wife reminds me of it every time I have to write a check for repairs. But that's just the way I am, guys. I'm big on preventive maintenance. So, but to be honest with you guys, you know, my unit's got close to 90,000 on it now. I wouldn't hesitate. Right now, as it sits in my driveway, I would jump in it and drive it 3,000 miles just right now, and not even be the least bit worried about it breaking down on me, because it's all how you take care of it. And you know, I'll probably keep it till it has more miles than this one does, and it's still going to be a dependable motorhome. But that's just me, guys. And I think this one's been well cared. This thing, and honestly, can I be honest with you, this thing is probably in better shape than mine was when I bought mine. So if that gives you any idea, these modern engines, these modern chassis, 100,000 miles isn't nothing like they were 25, 30 years ago. I mean, these things, they just keep on going. I mean, I see rental motorhomes. These rental companies a lot of times don't get rid of rental motorhomes, so they got 150, 60, 70,000 miles on them, and people buy them and use them for years after that. So yeah, I don't really think you got much to worry about with this one. And I like the fact it's a no slide unit. It's very simple, nothing fancy. There's no jacks, there's no slide outs. That's just the less things you got to worry about. There's no power steps. There's a power awning. That's about the only embellishment it's really got as far as, you know, that. Just very easy and simple to use, and quite honestly, less stuff you got to worry about breaking down. So the price is $29.9, haggle free firm. I don't think it's going to last very long. We're going to drive it. I'll get one of my guys here if the rain's cleared out, and we'll drive it, and I'll show you how it drives. I do like the Chevrolets and the smaller motorhomes better than the Fords. I mean, the Fords are good. Mine's a Ford. I'm a Ford man, tried and true when it comes to gas motors in a heavy-duty chassis. But in these smaller motorhomes, that 6-liter Chevrolet is a really tough motor, and it's actually better on fuel than the Ford, and it's just as powerful. It may not have as much torque, but you don't need as much with a smaller, lighter weight motorhome like this. And I mean, the dash looks great, seats look great. Look at those seats to have 100,000 miles on them. It's got the rubber mat in the front. I like that. I mean, be your own judge, guys. If you're willing to overlook the miles, you're going to save yourself $10,000, $15,000. And this unit's $29,900 plus applicable sales tax. If you are a Georgia resident, there is a $50 to $100 highway impact fee, $40 to $50 tag and title fee. That's Georgia residents only. If you're out of state, that doesn't apply. Come out and look at this unit. Come visit with us. You'll be happy to, I think you'll be well pleased with it for the price. So what I'm going to do, guys, is we are going to, I'm going to pull up and get one of my guys. We're going to take it for the test drive. Normally I'd pause the video, bring the slide out in, but there's no slide out, so no worries there. But I'm going to pull it up and get one of the guys. We're going to take it for a test drive, see how it does. I'll tell you if it, if the tires feel right, if the brakes feel good, if it pulls left to right, how the transmission shifts. And I'm honest with you guys, because I'm going to drive it like I was going to test drive it for me to buy. And hopefully that'll help you out, make your mind up. And as always, you can call, come out, look at it yourself, or hire a third-party inspection service, guys. You definitely need to do one or the other or both. But always call before coming to look. These things sell very quickly. This price range is almost impossible to find, so don't expect this one to be on the market very long. With RV prices going up like they have been, I mean, this is, what was $19,900 4 years ago is $29,900 now with inflation. So, and you knew how quick those things went. So this one right here will go very, very quickly, and it's a 2012. And look on RV Trader. Look on in fact, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just flash NADA at the beginning of the video so you can see what kind of book it's got. Even after adjusting for miles, this thing ought to have I haven't looked it up, but it's probably going to have a monster book value with no added options. So hang tight, guys. Let me get one of my salespeople. We'll take it for a drive. Well, since we don't have a slide out to show you, I figured I'd just do a little quick clip before I drive it of the awning, so you can see that it works. Power awning comes out great. You can see the fabric looks like it's probably in the last year or so has been changed. That fabric looks practically brand new, so no issues there. To put it in and out, it's very simple. You got to turn the motor off, of course, so that way if you've got a kid riding with you, they don't reach down here and try to deploy your awning with the when you're driving down the highway, which would kind of suck. There's your battery disconnect. By the way, there is your awning, and we'll just retract it real quick. And I mean, you can see it works great. Only thing, you got to watch your door over here. It kind of leans up against the rail, so you want to make sure your door's not open all the way when you bring the awning in or out. But other than that, that's how easy it is to deploy or extend your awning and retract it. Hang tight, I'll see you from the driver's seat. All right, everybody, now we're going to test drive this 2012 Freelander. Got my good buddy Joe. He's going to be our cameraman and show him some love. If you've got any questions about this Freelander, you're interested in buying it, give him a call or a text. Joe, what's your number, buddy?
423-702-1310.
And he likes those late night phone calls, day or night. Give him a shout. And take this thing down the road, show you how good these Chevrolets drive, and tons of leg room up here, even with a big gut like mine. Let's see what this 6.0 can do. And it is a rainy day, but it looks like it's trying to clear up. Maybe we can get through the test drive. Radio sounds good. Air is blowing cold, and hey, we're first in line, so we can maybe be able to get on it a little bit going up this hill. And really, guys, these things to me feel like I'm driving my van. I mean, this feels like I'm driving a full-size van more than a Class C motorhome. And I think it'll surprise you how much power these things have. They are rated to tow 5,000 pounds, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. which is fine for like a Jeep or a small tote or something like that, or a trailer, jet ski, boat, whatever. Let's see here. Not bad, 40. Transmission feels good, smooth, even at higher RPMs. I'm gonna get on it just a little bit. Best way to tell a transmission: rev it up and then see how it shifts. And it does great. 55, boom. I mean, you can't beat that for a small motorhome. And it does have the little manual shift controls right here on the shift selector too, like going up mountains and things like that. So, or if you're towing, you want to take it out of overdrive, we'll take it up the interstate and see what it does. Give it the good old entrance ramping. It downshifts good like it's supposed to. 50. 55. 60. 62. Hit it about 62. We'll hit the cruise control here in a second, make sure we're good there. Cruise set on 65. See how this truck blows us around. Not bad at all. Wind noise isn't too bad. You know, anytime you drive a C-Class and you got that Cabover, you're going to have a little bit of wind noise. But the trade-off is you get shade. So even though it's not really sunny right now, that thing's like it's like a big visor. So you hardly ever use these things when you have a Class C. Keep the sun out of your eyes. Tires feel smooth. I don't feel any bouncing, shaking. I'm not pulling to the left or the right. We'll try the brakes here in just a second. See if I feel any shaking. No. Rotors feel good. Of course, Chevrolet 3500s have always had good brakes and rotors. And all that. It probably better than some of the Fords. But yeah. Like I said, guys, I think it'll surprise you how good it drives to have the 107,000 miles. So anyway, smash us a thumbs up if you like the video. Give Joe a call or a text. What's your number, Joe?
423-702-1310.
And he'll be glad to answer any questions about it. Call before coming to look. Thanks again for watching, and look forward to seeing you here in beautiful Ringgold, Georgia.